Hello everyone, and welcome to Lovella's Coloring. How are you all doing? I do hope that you are all doing well and healthy. Right now I just can't believe that June is already here. I'm sad that half the year is almost done, but I'm also happy that the end of the school year is coming up. Hopefully it'll mean I will get to do more colorings and more videos, but we'll see how that goes. So anyways, I will be sharing with you all my finished colorings for the month of May, and I do have a small batch, and I do hope that you all enjoy seeing what I have to share. So we'll go ahead and get started with the PDF that I have printed off to the side. Let me go ahead and clear this off and we'll get started. The PDF that I have to share with you guys is an illustration by Deborah Mueller. It's from her coloring book Little Fae, and I colored this for Nikki in Niagara and Color Creatively's color along here on YouTube, and I wish I was able to color more, but I was only able to do the one. But I'm just happy that I finished it and completed it for the month and for their color along. So I colored in some of these with Lemouche markers. You can see the background is colored in with Derwent Inktense, and then the little flowers were with Tombow dual brush markers, and then I colored in the rest of it with Black Widow colored pencils, and I used something from each of the sets. I wasn't sure what to color the mushrooms, but I like how it turned out. So, and you can see that I used white Posca to line around the dragonflies and the flowers. I also did a little bit of the ruffles on her tutu and on the mushrooms. You can see the glitter from the stickles. I also added the shimmery parts. You see it on her eye and on her wings and on her dress. That's the Zig Wink of Stella glitter brush in clear. Then I also used, let me see, I wrote it down. I used Pentel Sparkle Pop and Sakura Stardust Jelly Roll to add little glittery dots all over her tutu and on the dragonfly and on her wings too. I think it's just Posca or Jelly Roll. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah. Really love how it came out. So happy with the tone of her skin. I actually did it with sand for my series to see what colors I would use with the Black Widow, so I'll share that in that video. So yeah, so this is Little Fae, illustrated by Deborah Mueller. The next one I want to share with you guys is from The Art of Coloring, Journey to Star Wars The Last Jedi. Star Wars, it's a keepsake coloring book, and this is illustrated by Katie Cook. And the page I colored in here is this one. I did this page for Jen, the Reading with Pugs, her channel. So she was doing a May the 4th be with you color along, which is Star Wars themed. So I did this one, and yeah, so I based this with Lemouche markers, and I colored it in with both the Derwent Color Soft and the Prismacolor Premier. I used white Posca to dot around the rocks. I also added Zig Wink of Stella glitter brush on the rocks. You can see right there. And then you can see those squiggly lines or squiggly circles. That's made with the Sakura Stardust clear jelly rolls. Yeah, really had fun doing that. And of course I gave them blush Yoda and Luke. Really had fun with this page. Yeah, so this is Luke and Yoda from the Art of Coloring Star Wars Keepsake Coloring Book, illustrated by Katie Cook. The next two are from Hatchet Heroes. Of course, I have to do this. It's the Carré Mystery, and this is the Disney Babies. I continued the little dots. You can see that it's Simba from Lion King. I did it with Crayola Super Tips. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun. Just going in circles, going through each one. And then the next one is the Disney Princess et Fée. I think that's Princess and Fairies. I'm sorry, I probably pronounced it all wrong. So, the page I did in here is Sleeping Beauty, and I did this with Tombow dual brush pen. And I don't like the colors I picked out for her face. I think it's too pink. I couldn't find the right like nectar color right over here, but it's okay. Can't really tell that much with the squares, but you can tell that it's Sleeping Beauty with her friend, the owl. Yeah, so that is Disney's Princess and Fairies, and then Babies, the Carré Mysteries coloring books from Hatchet Heroes. The next book I want to share with you is called The Plant Lady, which is illustrated by the Mint Gardener, Sarah Simon. I believe in Instagram she's known as the Mint Gardener too. So you can check out her Instagram to see some of her watercolors, and I believe she does like tutorials on how to transfer images like from here onto a tracing paper, onto watercolor paper. But anyways, I got introduced to this book by my oldest daughter's best friend. Her mom's co-worker is, I believe, the husband or the wife, or not, the husband of the illustrator of this book, Sarah Simon. I believe that's how it went. I don't know. I might be wrong. But anyways, I'm really glad that my daughter pointed it out to me. And yeah, I really love this book. It makes me giggle. I'll explain why. But I started with the nameplate page because I wanted to try out water medium, so I used Faber-Castell Albrecht and also the Zig Clean Color Real Brush Pen, and it didn't bleed through or anything. I'm sure if you're just careful with the amount of water you use, it'll be alright. So it's a good page to use to check your mediums. And so the next page I colored in this book is this one, where it says there's always room for more plants, more books, and more love, which is totally true. So I had to do this page. I based this with Faber-Castell Albrecht and then shaded it all in with the Faber-Castell Polychromos, added a little bit of distress ink in the bottom, and then I called it complete. So yeah, and so when I was looking through this book when I first got it, it just made me giggle because every time you see an illustration with a person in it, their face is always hidden. Let's see if I can find one. Well, you have sign language right over here, more sign language, so you can just see a view going down. Where is it? So you see here, you see the person, the face is hidden. Another, you just see the back of the person. So if you're someone who loves to color people but not their faces, this is like the perfect book. And here's another one where it's cut off at the neck. Here you're just facing down, it's a little kitty stretching. Here's another one with the plant just covering their face. Yeah, it's a really cute book. So this is The Plant Lady, which is illustrated by the Mint Gardener, Sarah Simon. The next book was part of my 5 coloring books in quarantine, and I couldn't pick between all of the Mythic Graphic, and I asked everyone to leave me a comment to let me know which one I should color in, and the majority was with this book. So it's Mythic Graphic, Color and Discover Enchanted Castles by Fabiana Attanasio. And so if her name seems familiar to you, she did do a series of fairy tale coloring books, which is very cute, very fun to color in. And yeah, so the page I ended up coloring in here is this one with the dragonflies. So the only thing that I used with water as a watercolor medium to lay as a base is the Albrechter, and that was done with the wings of the dragonfly and the purple flowers, and then that's it. I just laid down I think it was manganese violet, and I colored it all in with the Prismacolor Premier. I had so much fun coloring this, but I did take my time with it also. And I also used the Sakura white jelly roll. It's only in the eye of the dragonfly. And that's the only place I used it in. And then I also used a Sakura clear stardust jelly roll for the wings, so you can see it glittering if you tilt it. And then that's it, yeah. And then the outside is just acrylic, black acrylic paint. Yeah, I really had a lot of fun, and I want to thank everyone for helping me decide which book to color in. So I'm probably going to try to jump into another Mythic Graphic book just to, I just need to start coloring it so I don't get so intimidated. So anyway, so this is Mythic Graphic, Color and Discover Enchanted Castles by Fabiana Attanasio. The next book I'm going to share with you is from Creative Haven, Glorious Gardens, Color by Number. So I started doing color by number with the Disney coloring books by Hatchet Heroes, and I've been seeing the Creative Haven from other people's videos, and I really wanted to try it out. So this one is the Glorious Gardens Color by Number, and it's illustrated by George Tafexis. And the page I colored in here is this one. And I use the Cezanne 2 pencils. It says Cezanne 2 on the pencil. It kind of feels like Crayola colored pencils to me when I was coloring in here. But I still like how it looks and the result of it. I did mess up over here. I got the orange and the pink backwards, so I erased it and colored it in. So that's why it's kind of different colors than this one. I do want to try, when I color in this Creative Haven Color by Number, I want to try Derwent Inktense and maybe other watercolor mediums to color in here. It might be fun. I think the paper can take it, so we'll see. And yeah, so this is the Creative Haven Glorious Gardens Color by Number by George Tafexis. The next one is, probably seen this already from all of my finished colorings, Travel Mosaic, Color by Number by Sun Life Drawing. I did do one, and I entered it in for Anne's from the A Colorful Life's color along. I believe Sun Life color along 2020. I'm not sure, but I did this page with the Buddha, and then this time I used alcohol markers, and it turned out I used a lot of muted tones. I like it. And then Sparkle Pop for the back, for the lines. I usually just color it in with the alcohol markers first, because I can never stay in the lines with the markers. So when I color it on top with the Sparkle Pop, it just covers it all, makes it all nice and neat. Yeah, so that's the Buddha from Travel Mosaic, Color by Number by Sun Life Drawings. The next one is the Big Book of Fairies coloring book with 100 illustrations to color by Molly Harrison. This was actually a Mother's Day gift by a very, very good friend of mine, T from T's World of Adult Coloring. So I had to do a picture for her. So this is dedicated to her. And I colored this fairy. And I gave her a pink dragon because T's favorite color is pink. Though it came a little more hot pink than I expected. So let me see. So I colored her in with the machine markers. And I used the Sargent Art Supreme colored pencils to color her in. I did use Distress ink for the background. Now with the Distress ink, it was supposed to be like a gradient, but I'm not good at applying even coating of ink. So, but I really like how it ended up turning out. It looked foggy in the background, so I ended up just continuing with the way I was coloring it with the Distress ink. And so I also used white Posca and Sakura metallic jelly roll on the wings and also on the dragon. Then you see the shimmer. The shimmer is the Zig Wink of Stella. And then on the wings, I also used the clear jelly roll to line the wings. Is there anything else? Oh, it's just markers in the background. And then I used the Kuretake Gansai Tambi. Oh yeah, and also on her dress, I forgot, on the outline right over here. And then I also used it on her dress. I tried to use two different tones, so I used the red gold and the champagne gold for the details on her dress. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Add two tones to it. So yeah, so this was the red fairy with the pink dragon from the Big Book of Fairies coloring book by Molly Harrison. And the last one is a magazine called Coloring Heaven. It's the collector's issue, Frightlings Halloween. This is illustrations by Tabitha Thorpe. And you may recognize the coloring that I'm sharing with you. I did it for how I go about coloring rain. So I used this page as an example. I also used this page for two of the color alongs. One of them is halfway to Halloween color along with coloring at V's. Is it coloring with V? I'm sorry. And then the Bibliophile Colorist. I also did it for Effie Colors Monsters in May 2020 color along. So yeah, I really love how it came out. I was worried, I wasn't sure if what I had in mind was going to turn out, but I think it came out better than I expected. So what I ended up using for this page is Le Machine markers. Everything Le Machine marker. I based the whole thing. And then, and I also used Touch New marker color for this one. To color it in, I did use the Caran d'Ache Luminance to color the angeling. It's called Raven Fallen Angeling, the Fallen. And I used white Posca to line the raindrops in the background part, and then I went over it with the Sakura white jelly roll. Also the raindrops on the Frightling, on Raven, I used the Sakura white jelly roll. On the bottom right over here, I used the Posca pen, the white Posca pen, to do the droplets over here. And for his eyebrows and for his wings, I wanted to try something with the Arteza gouache, and it actually came out better than I expected. So I'm just happy with the results of this page. I don't know if you can see his eyes, but I did add glossy accents, but in his eye you can see that there is a reflection of the rose. That's why it's red. And then yeah, and then glossy accent, and then also on the heart. yeah, this was a really fun page to do, and I was just really inspired to go and finish it. So I finished it. And yeah, I had a lot of colorings that were half done, because you know, sometimes I can work on it here on at my desk, or sometimes I have to just bring it with me somewhere else in the house. But I'm just glad I got this much done. This is a lot more done than I expected. So I want to thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to the subscribers who continue to watch and to continue to like my videos. And I'm just happy that you guys enjoy it, can take something out from it. And yes, and I just hope that you guys had fun seeing what I have colored for the month. And please take care out there, keep safe, stay healthy, and I'm sending you all lots of love and lots of hugs. Happy colorings. Bye bye.